Okay, today I'm going to be making a video on problems that only men deal with. Now, I was trying to think of a part 2 for 15 things I hate because the first one I really thought was funny. But then when I started thinking of things I hate, I was just thinking of problems that men have, you know. I could make problems women have, but I can't actually because I can't relate to any of it. But I can relate to men's problems. Making it as awkward as I can. Oh,
Great.
I'm gonna be talking about more mature themes here, like problems grown men have usually, and these aren't really. This isn't for younger audiences. So if you're like under the age of like 16 or so, especially if you're a girl, maybe you shouldn't watch this. All right. So there's only 8 things on here because I can only think of 8 things. Now the first one is an unwanted erection or a boner, whatever you want to call it. Now, you can. This has happened to me plenty of times where I'm in school, we have to do a presentation, or it's at least happened to other guys where they go up. Of course, it doesn't happen when they're sitting down. When they go up to speak and do their presentation, which that's not fun. It can be embarrassing. Usually no one ever says anything, and most of the guys will probably understand and get that just happens sometimes. The girls won't get it, especially if you're younger in like middle school or something. Yeah, it's a problem, but it's not really like Of course, it doesn't happen when, you know, you actually want it to happen. It happens when you don't want it to happen in front of a group of people or a teacher or something. And sometimes guys get boners when we don't want it, and we don't have to be aroused by anything to get a boner. It just kind of happens sometimes. It's happened to me less, but it still happens every once in a while, and it's annoying. All right, number 2. This also has something to do with your penis. Morning wood. When you wake up in the morning and you got a very surprise. Surprise. It's a good thing because it means you're healthy. It means things are running good. It means you don't have erectile dysfunction, which is a good thing. So, but you wake up and that's not comfortable. And if you lay there long enough, and it usually happens early in the morning when you wake up, and then the only way you can get rid of it is if you stand up, because for whatever reason, once you stand up, it goes away, which is weird. You stand up and you walk around a little bit, it slowly just goes away. But if you're laying down, no matter what no matter what's happening, it's not gonna go away. So that's annoying too. But let's move on to the third one because that's just kind of a personal problem for younger guys, I guess. Number 3, having itchy balls in public or just itchy in that general area. You can't scratch it when you're in public because you'll go into public, and of course it itches when at the worst time, and you either gonna have to stand there and just stand it, or you scratch it. And you know what? This can work in front of. It doesn't even have to be in public. It can be in front of a family member or a family member of a friend or something. And you gotta itch your balls and you scratch them, or you'll scratch your balls and somebody will catch you and they'll be like, "Why are you scratching your nuts?" Because it itches. You're telling me you don't get itches in bad places? Come on now. All right. Okay. So all of these have been having to do with that area. The fourth one's kind of that way too. In fact, most of these are kind of like that. The first few are actually like this. Number 4, when your underwear rises up. So when you can put on underwear, or you can like sit down, and your pants kind of do this too, where like your underwear will rise up on your leg and kind of like squeeze and or pinch your nuts, which is not fun. and then you have to like get up and go huh, and just like push them down. sometimes it happens with my pants too. Is it that?
Go, huh.
Yeah, that's a problem. You've seen me do it.
Yeah, well-
You seen me get up and like huh, because they rise up. All right, yeah, that's annoying. I hate when that happens, and it's like it's mainly boxers briefs, whatever you want to call them, and that's all I wear. So, I mean, you know that information now.
Great.
Yeah, great. The internet knows that. All right, now moving on. Oh, when you can't get it up. Now, sometimes you're not in the mood, or sometimes you're having anxiety about it, and a man, you know what? Men are at the disadvantage when it comes to this stuff. Oh, that's great. That men are at the disadvantage when it comes to this stuff because, women, they don't have to, get anything up. They can perform no matter what, even if they're not in the mood. You can put them in the mood by, men have to literally be in the mood for anything to work. If you can't get it up, then you can't do anything. And then, when you're afraid that you can't get it up anymore, you start to have anxiety about it, and you can never get it up ever again. And then you have to get over it, which is something that I've dealt with before, and I'm sure other men have as well. And it sucks. Men are at a disadvantage when it comes to that. So, moving on. Number 6. Girls who lie about their age. So, guys do this too. Girls, but it's not as common. Not nearly as common. Girls will lie about their age to get with they'll get with a guy, and then the guy will get in trouble. Sometimes with girls, you can't tell how old they are. Some girls look older than they really are. You can't tell if she's 20 or she's 16. So, a guy could be 19 or 20 and end up with a 16-year-old and get in really big trouble. And it wasn't even really his fault to begin with. Because he figured she was old enough. Now, of course, you should ask the age, just to be sure, but girls lie sometimes about their age. In fact, when I started dating my girlfriend here,
Hi.
I was actually asked by my mother and grandmother how old she is, literally because girls lie about it, and they're trying to protect me from that. Because guys' lives can be ruined when a girl lies about her age. A guy gets punished for it, and he goes to jail, has to register as a sex offender, and he goes to jail for statutory rape, which isn't fun and isn't fair, and is a problem that a lot of men deal with. Women do it too, but it's not nearly as common, and it's not taken as seriously, which is also a problem. So there's that one. Number 7, heightism. A lot of girls have heightism. Not all girls. Some girls don't care at all. In fact, and I've never personally had to deal with this issue because I'm tall. But shorter guys are at a disadvantage. Tall guys are gonna get girls or whoever they want. The tall guys are gonna get girls. Tall girls are gonna get guys. But short guys get the short end of the stick, no pun intended. Short girls are at the best, actually.
I'm not short.
I know you're not short. Okay, now, I don't personally deal with being a victim of heightism because I'm 6'1", but there's guys I know who can't get girls, or a girl will I've had friends who can't end up with girls because the only reason why is because he's not tall enough, and if she's taller, if he's like 5'5" or 5'6" and she's 5'7", 5'8", and she doesn't want to date a guy shorter, then that's the only reason she won't date him. You've got heightism.
No, I don't.
Would you be okay with me okay if I was shorter than you?
Yeah.
Exactly. She's got heightism too.
Shush. It's a
See?
common thing for girls.
I know, but it's a problem.
Well,
Not well.
I can't help it.
I know it's okay. Listen, I'm not blaming girls for having preferences. I'm not saying you can't have preferences. I'm just saying it's an issue that guys deal with.
I'm just like a personality though, so
I
even
know.
if you were shorter than me, I probably wouldn't care.
I
in
know.
The end.
I know, but I know you prefer me to be taller.
Well, yeah, but in the end, it doesn't really matter.
But I prefer you to be shorter. So.
See.
Yeah. So I mean, heightism is a problem on both sides, but I think guys suffer from it a little bit more because guys don't really care as much as girls do. That's true.
Mm.
Oh, and number 8, and this is the biggest one for me. Men can't cry. When it comes to emotions or dealing with personal things in the world, women are expected to cry. Their feelings and emotions are coddled and treated like it's okay. When a man cries, it's treated like he can't, we're told to man up or to be a man or become more manly. When we cry, our masculinity is questioned and we're seen as less manly for crying, and it's actually a real problem that it really happens. There's a reason that depression and suicide rates for men are 4 times higher than women. There's a reason that men die younger, than women do on average. It's because of stuff like that. Men's emotional feelings aren't cared to like it is for women, and it's getting better in the world. It's a lot better than it used to be, but it's still a problem, and it seems like a lot of people don't talk about it, and that is an issue that I care about because I was kind of raised on men shouldn't cry because we're men and men don't cry. And I feel like even now I can't cry unless I'm with somebody I trust, like her. I only cry really in front of her.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
At all.
And women out there, if you have, a boyfriend or a brother or whatever, don't, or even men too, other men, don't put down other men for crying, or don't put down men in general for crying. If they're going through something, then it's okay to cry about it. I'm weird though. I cry about weird stuff. Like I cry about stupid stuff, but I don't cry at funerals, which I feel like there's something wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you, baby.
I know there's nothing wrong. But yeah, I cry about stupid stuff and not at funerals.
You
Yes, I do. I cry about stupid stuff. I cry more than you.
No, that's not true.
Are you sure?
I don't care.
I don't know. So I think that's a problem. I think men should be allowed to cry, and I know when I have kids, they will be encouraged to cry if they need to, no matter if they're a man or a woman. If I have a boy or a girl, if they need to cry, then they should be allowed to, because it really can help to get it out.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like talking about your problems, men are also expected to not really talk about their feelings and emotions, and it's treated less manly, and some men think, and some women too think, that it's gay to do it, which it doesn't make you gay.
No.
It doesn't make you gay at all. I'm very straight, and I talk about my feelings, and I cry, and it's very normal. It's human. It's it shows that we're not robotic. So I mean, I think of all things, that's the biggest issue with for like when it comes to men's issues. It's the depression rate, how high depression and suicides are in men because of stuff like that. Um, you know, but that's all I've got. That's my list. It started out with some funny stuff, and then it got more serious in the end. Um, and I definitely, just because I made this video does not mean that I don't think women have their problems too, but women definitely have their problems. They probably have more than we do, honestly. They deal with pregnancies and periods and stuff like that, which
Fun stuff.
they're troopers for going through. If you have gone through pregnancy, then good on you. And but it doesn't mean that I don't see that. I definitely see the problems that men have that are only for men, and problems that women have only for women. In fact, I'm just making the men video because it's the only one I can relate to. So I'd like to be relatable. Anyways, that's the video. Bye.